right, welcome, welcome. It is April 18th. We are a day after yesterday's new moon. Yay! We are into some of the bigger, what I would call manifestation or seeding energy for this particular new moon. We have quite a few weeks to work with this particular energy if you're wanting to use it for your manifestation work. I would suggest doing it. It's Aries energy, but it also has Saturn in there. So you can get a lot accomplished if you work within the tension of both of those, because they don't like each other like at all. But you also have Neptune. There's just so much going on. And so because of that, there's a potential to really unearth something that kind of didn't grow the way you wanted it to, and replant and start to resow seeds for something that is gonna last for quite a while. So when we talk about manifestations, Tigress and I talked a little bit about this, touched a little bit on it on the One Live. You can manifest whenever you want. That there's no rules surrounding that. What I am encouraging people to do is work within the energy that's really supportive, that comes from the sky. That's what this is about. So it's not that you can't go and manifest somewhere else under different astrology. You can. You absolutely can, because we're the ones that control and curate and drive energy. Right? Our intentions and what we put out there is the interplay that we have. That's our free will moving around synergetically with spirit. So we want to try to make that as synergized as possible. We want to try to make that partnership as balanced and as deep as we can, that allows for us to function within the authenticity of ourselves. So a couple of years ago, the number 8 was like the big thing. And then we had also the number 4 that was in play for numerical years. And that has to do with rooting and authenticity. And now we're moving from like what we sowed over the last 2 years, it's kind of growing. So if you were doing any sort of unearthing or rerooting work, this is where you're going to have every choice open to you. But regardless, the call is to face the thing that we're just a little bit of afraid to face, and make the choice we're a little afraid to make. So as we're manifesting, we want to think about what is the thing that my fear sort of gets tied into, and where can we break some of that mentality and that perspective. It's not necessarily saying you're going to, and you might do this, but it's not necessarily saying like, oh, I'm going to sow seeds to actually go and do the thing that I'm scared to do. So I want to start a new business. I'm scared to start a new business. I'm going to go start a new business. Yes, you can do that, but this is also the long game. This is also just perspective-wise, what do you need to shift within yourself so that you can then go and do that when it's the right timing for you, or when that opportunity fully opens itself up. You don't need to, you want to look before you leap on this one. You don't need to just jump right in. We want to be as clear as we can about the intention behind the manifestation that we're looking at doing. Not necessarily the thing that we're looking at manifesting, but the intention. What is happening internally here that's driving that intention, that's making us want to do this thing, and making sure that that intention is coming from a space of fulsome awareness of ourselves and our needs and where we'd like to go and who we are, and the authenticity of the call on our life, right? And that's going to be different for every person. As well, there's going to be a pull from this to get into the collective, to take this thing that you're wanting to do, or this perspective that you have, and use it to encourage and edify and support your community. So that's a lot of what we're dealing with energy over the next 4 weeks here. And that's why that energy is so fun to use to manifest. There's just so much. You could pick any of the planets that are sitting in Aries right now and work with any or all of them. So it's just about utilizing that energy. Because it's in Aries, you could do a lot of work with fire ritual. If you are in Alberta or any of the dry areas globally, please be careful with that. Controlled spaces, I would maybe do like tabletop altars instead of going outside. We just don't want to be creating environmental chaos just because we'd like to have, a better synergetic relationship with spirit. Don't do that. But you can work with fire energy. Candles are going to be really good. You could work with dirt as well, because there is a lot of earth energy that is kind of kicking around. Neptune's in there, so you could use water as well. This is just, everything's wide open for you guys to use. So I would look to see where your moon is at in your natal chart and how that sort of expresses itself, and then look to see if there's a correlating planet. And then you could work with that type of energy. So if you've got your moon in Saturn or your moon in Aries, right? That moon in Aries is going to be like, ugh, what do you choose, water or fire? Well, what's your personality structure? Do you need a little bit of boldness? Are you scared? Or do you need to easy woe and simmer down now? Right? Do we need to water it down just a little bit? Do the emotions need to just whooze up? Right? Stuff like that. And again, I just be careful if you're going to do any sort of fire ritual outside. And never leave things burning without supervision, guys. I know that I shouldn't have to say that, but there's warnings on things for a reason. All right. Let's ask as we move into this coming week, because the astrology does, again, it's just kind of sticky. Oh, here we go. I love this. Oh, I love this. All right. Inner child. You can take a screenshot of that if you want. Allow me to give compassion and love to that little one. Let me attend to its deepest needs and feelings. Yeah, guys, we're rebuilding. There's a saying out there that says it's easier to build a child than it is to repair a man. A lot of us are repairing what was broken, what this world has broken, what our families have broken, what society has broken, what capitalism has broken. We are clawing for water, to get our heads above water. We're trying to just survive this. And a lot of us have lost a lot of joy. There's a lot of people out there that are struggling to keep their happy hearts happy. It is hard right now. You are not wrong. Nobody gets to gaslight you over that. It's difficult, regardless of things and stuff. It's hard. Healing comes when we go backwards into those spaces that were vulnerable, that got hurt, and it usually is. Go back to the root of who you are and where you felt like you needed to pull a proverbial blanket over your head as a kid to hide. And now it's time to pull that back and show the world your beautiful smile, to show them your beautiful soul, to show them who you are. It's about newness, repairing, rebuilding, restructuring, so that you can walk in your value and your worth. How beautiful is that? Well, I think I'm going to leave it there for you guys, because that's beautiful. All right. Love you.